Hello, everybody. This is Elise Benin of marketing-mentor.com. I'm also the co-producer of the Creative Freelancer Conference, which we just had. And today I am here with Ed Gandia. Ed, hello.
Hello.
So why don't you introduce yourself? You can do better justice than I can.
Sure. I am a freelance copywriter, coach, author, and I am the founder of International Freelancers Academy, where we provide free training on everything freelance, especially getting clients.
Beautiful. Getting clients is an important thing. But there's another important thing that we're here to talk about today because you have this new program that I'm kind of excited about and want to help you promote. And it's all about productivity.
Yes.
And so I thought we would just have a little conversation about one of the issues I see people having trouble with. And then you can tell us a little bit about the program, which is called what?
It's called Effortless Productivity, how to accomplish 30% more every day naturally and with less stress.
Sounds good. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about it before we launch into some of the ideas?
Sure. It's a very simple, straightforward program. It's a class. It's a three-part class. It's delivered live, and of course, if you can't make it live, you get all the recordings, all transcripts, and handouts. But it's a very different approach to productivity. It's one that's tailored specifically for creative freelancers. Because we have a unique set of problems, when it comes to productivity and everything related to it. So it's a way to make it so that your productivity improvements don't feel like they're going to take a lot of work. You actually get those improvements without feeling like you did anything for it.
Sounds good. And there's a specific time frame that we're working within, yes?
In terms of the class,
Yes.
yeah, it's three classes over a 2 week period. Yeah.
Good.
And the whole idea is to give you results very, very quickly. There's some things in this program that are going to touch things that are way outside of productivity.
Mhm.
They're going to help you in many other areas, but a lot of it is very tactical. You can start applying right away and get results right away.
So when I'm talking to clients, one of the biggest challenges in terms of productivity that I see them facing is number one, prioritizing, and then deciding what to actually take action on when they're prioritizing. And I see them, and I do this myself, by the way. There's a project that I think is going to be big and time consuming, and so I don't start it, and I don't even put it on my to-do list because I imagine it as big. And then when I finally do actually start to work on it, I realize it wasn't as big as I thought, and it may even just take 5 minutes sometimes of focused thought and that was
hmm
all that was required. It wasn't about time. But I see people doing this. So I'd like to hear your thoughts about this. Do you do it? What kind of suggestions do you have?
Absolutely. And in fact, and this is what I love talking about this stuff because none of this is theory. This is all, I face the same exact challenges. I've had to come up with solutions, and a lot of them are about tricking yourself. How can I trick myself to actually take action on it? And some of them are very, very simple things to do. Like, one of them is break it down. Anything that seems big, break it down into manageable chunks. And when I say manageable, I'm talking about things that at least on the surface look like they won't take more than an hour or two at the most. So first of all, break it down, because if you do that, it's like, oh, well, today I'm only going to work on doing some preliminary research or looking for some ideas or looking at what their competitors and their design. Oh, I can do that. Now it seems very doable. And what happens is, well, two things. First of all, you'll take action on each of those chunks. And second of all, once you're in, the chances of getting in the flow are much greater. And that's what it's all about, is getting in the flow as frequently as possible.
Beautiful. And I do think also the idea of just even take that first step. You don't even have to break down all of the pieces. You just need to know what the first step is.
Yeah. You know what? For me, honestly, sometimes the first step is to break it down. Well, you know what? It seems so big. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to mind map it. I'm going to break it down. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do today.
I like that.
Why
That could
not?
be a rule. The first step is always break it down.
Yeah, and then don't do anything else on it that day.
Hmm. Cool. All right. What else? What else is in this program? What are you trying to convey?
Well, my approach which again, it's I think very conducive to creative freelance work, is not about managing time, because time is a constant. You can't manage time. You can't bottle it. You can't save it. It's about managing yourself. So managing your talents, your energy, and your focus. Okay, so in other words, being, on the right path, right, doing what you do best in every aspect of your work. Managing your energy, meaning your energy fluctuates throughout the day, throughout the week. So taking advantage of that and leveraging when the right energy is conducive for the right task. And the final thing, which I'd love to spend a little bit more time on, which is focus. Because everyone knows, right, we need to focus, but we know we have to do it, but we don't do it. And I think we're living in a society right now where it's very, very difficult to maintain focus. There are way too many distractions, especially if you work alone. So I think we need help. We need tools and tricks and strategies to force us to stay focused,
All
because
right,
we
so
can't do it on our own.
give us some tools and tricks and strategies.
Well, there's a lot of them that I go through, and in fact, I got two of the three classes are all about that. One of them is just scheduling your day, and as restrictive as that might sound, it's really not, because you can adjust it based on your personality. But I'm a big believer that most of us follow something, and if we don't follow something that we've already agreed on earlier that day when we did it, you're going to just kind of let the day take its, let the day and the events dictate where you go. So a lot of it is about saying it very early in the morning or the night before, this is what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. You can build in breaks. You can build in flex time, whatever you want. But this is what I'm committing to do. Does that feel right? Yes. So at 10 o'clock in the morning when you're starting a veer off course, wait a minute. This is not the agreement that I had with myself. So that very simple thing, it makes a huge difference.
You know what I do, Ed? I admit that I love Post-it notes, and I hear a lot of these productivity gurus saying don't use Post-it notes. But I, every morning, make one Post-it note here. I have one right here. All I'm going to do today is what's on this Post-it note. And if it doesn't fit on the Post-it note, then I don't have time for it. What do you think of that?
I like that. As long as you don't try to writing really small. So, yeah, the other thing too is you got to do what works for you, right? Mm-hmm. There's some things that I've tried that sounded great on paper, never worked for me. But some things I've done for years that I never thought were going to last this long. Another one is the what I call the 50-minute focus technique. And this has been huge for me. The first time I used it, it boosted my productivity by 30% at least. And this is all about, again, how you broke down your projects and your tasks into 1 or 2 hour chunks. So let's take a project that's 10 hours. The first chunk is going to be 2 hours, and let's say it's some initial research. I set a timer for 15 minutes, and I work on that project only. Ringer off on my phone, no social media, no email. Door closed to my office. When the timer goes off at 15 minutes, I stop. I take a 20-minute break. And then when that timer goes off, I then do another 50-minute session. See, I should have turned my ringer off, right? That's a 2 hour chunk of time. You would be shocked at what happens when you're that focused and you have to do it because the timer hasn't gone off yet. You'll feel yourself halfway through reaching for email, reaching for social media. No, you stop yourself. And yeah, it's huge.
So it sounds like it requires a lot of self-discipline. Do you sell that along with this program?
Yes. So I talk about then how do I maintain the discipline and how do I implement these ideas too, because there's a lot in here.
One of the things I like about the program is that not only the transcripts and the handouts, but you even share the spreadsheet that you use to keep track of your projects. Will you just talk before we wrap it up quickly about that?
Sure. So it's this is a way to, I think their Outlook and iCal and all these calendaring systems are great at scheduling time within your day and specific time blocks at certain times. But what we freelancers don't have is a way to manage our capacity. So, right, it's like a production facility. We have so much capacity every week. How do I put little blocks of projects and how do I manage those throughout the week so that I don't overbook myself or so I don't have a lot of extra time that could have gone to billable work? So it's a very, very simple tool. Essentially, it takes a calendar and it breaks it down into little blocks, and you can move things around,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll quickly know, okay, where am I at capacity, over capacity, or under capacity? And that way, a client calls, you can quickly tell them, listen, I can't start on this until next Thursday.
Mm-hmm. And you're not afraid of losing that client because you can't immediately drop everything and do what they need done.
Yeah, I'm not, because there's no way. I know that, look, I already have everything. Now, once the day starts, then I can schedule my day hour by hour if I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. But I think what's missing is the centerpiece, and I share that in the program, and then I also show how to use it.
Beautiful. All right. So, any other details we want people to know about this program? It's only going to be available for a week, right? And then you're closing enrollment.
Yeah, it's not that it's available for a week. It's just enrollment is open for a week only because we start class on Thursday the 25th. So Wednesday the 24th it closes. We start. There's one class then, two the other week, and yeah, so we're gonna get going. And the link to join is I'm sure you'll have it posted on this
Mm-hmm.
page if you're interested in checking it out.
And it seems like the perfect thing to do during the summer when things are kind of slow and you can
Oh,
take the time to implement.
absolutely, especially the things from the first session. You're going to need some time to process
Mm-hmm.
this and to get the most out of it. So I think this is the ideal time for it.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you. Ed, let's give the URL just so people have it. Do we have it?
You know what? I don't. You have a very specific one.
Ah, okay.
So let's just make sure. I'm sure right now it will be somewhere on this page where this resides. Probably below, to the side, I don't know, but
All right.
yeah, you can learn more about it there. And if it sounds interesting, check it out. And if you have any questions about it before you enroll, feel free to shoot me an email, and they'll be on that page.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ed, and we will see you soon.
Thanks, Elise.
Bye.